Ебать, он громкий.
Пока. Hello, Hippocat.
Hey, yeah.
I'm just lowering the volume because of some constructive feedback. But probably not by much, because it's more loud than the usual game.
What the fuck did you just do?
Where?
I don't know, there was just some loud noise and then there's static.
Well, I didn't do any. Wow, holy shit, Joe, hello, that was quick.
Hey, Joe.
I didn't do anything. It's my thing.
I think you just touched your headset jack or something.
No, my headset jack is way behind the monitor. I mean, is it
Well,
static
I
now,
can
or...
hear you very poorly now, and there is static.
Man, okay, let me... But yeah, I guess I need to do something with my jacks, because my... Just touching... Okay, OBS Studio, thank you. Touching the headphone jack just blows wind on the internet jack and that disconnects for a second. Luckily this time it didn't interrupt anything forever. Okay, let me start new game, Ultraviolence, episode 1. This is gonna be rapid. I mean, Hippocat already streamed this all. I'm just gonna see how rusty I am at this game. Because I should have an advantage, because well, I don't even hear any sounds of shooting. Cool. Is there sound volumes? It's all on. Weirdly enough. Well, whatever.
I can hear the game just fine.
I can hear the music, but I didn't hear myself shooting there. Anyway, I have a pretty good familiarity with like the SNES buttons. Because it's the main, even on emulators, it's the main console I've played ever. And I've set up, as I said before, as I might have mentioned, I've set up my keys on the emulator to emulate, funnily enough, the position of the keys on the SNES controller, which I remember by heart. So, like, it's second nature to me by this point. I've played so much SNES games on my emulator, so that I can just... Pretty much it feels as natural as any controller can possibly feel. Man, is it just me or is the game going quieter and louder randomly? I kinda hope none of my software decided to do any sort of automatic level adjustment, because that would be annoying. Chain gunner, the monsters are drawn only from the front. Obviously to save some memory. Okay. And am I going to die first? No, I'm not. Because I know the secrets and shit. I don't believe they in-fight. Even though I think the manual actually does say like, oh, stand between monsters, they will shoot each other and that will be glorious for you. But I don't believe they in-fight. Everything is faster, as we've established on Hippocat's stream. I feel like the projectiles and pretty much everything is faster. Alright, Hippocat, did you get out in the courtyard in this SNES version?
No, I did not.
Basically, the secret
I didn't find the switch and I got discouraged.
Yeah, the switch isn't there in this version at all and wasn't in the original PC, but on the PC version this secret is much more obvious because there's a different texture on this corridor and the secret door is actually textured differently, but somewhere around here there's just a secret door. You really can't distinguish it beyond blindly using the wall on the SNES, but I somehow found it anyway back in childhood. Running across this, I was always kind of anal about just minimizing losses from everything, and that armor sitting in the acid is just the bane of me. Luckily there are helmets that I can pick up and fix that issue. I don't remember if there is anyone on the side here. But luckily I don't actually have to aim, because this version just kinda aims for you. It's crazy. And that's why I'm so bad at aiming in FPS games nowadays, because I'm used to this. And the shotgun is kinda, well, the enemy is on screen vaguely, okay, whatever, I'm gonna hit it, whatever. Right, this secret, to find this secret I had to, well, I mean, this is obvious, this lowers as you go into that last room or something like that. But to find the secret lift here, I had to actually disable the music when I was playing this as a kid. Because some line over here makes the lift go down, and obviously you can't really see it. Fucking hell. You can't really see it because of the resolution. And I was only able to hear it without the music, so now that I know, I actually still don't know which line does it, but I'm gonna just hope. Yes, okay, it triggered. Yeah. And there's just a bunch of stuff, so many shells in this level, like how are you gonna use all these shells? Actually, one interesting thing, I don't think I've ever tried Nightmare in this version. I wonder if Nightmare actually has respawning enemies and all that stuff on the SNES, because that would be kind of strange. Maybe it's not actually strange. Okay, I maxed everything except for shells, but I don't care. Exit. I'm probably gonna do only episode 1 today, because it's kind of going to be short. Also, I don't actually know all the secrets, I just know many of them. Oh man, so many slightly changing pixels. I know what that really tiny square of noise above there is, because it didn't appear on an actual console, but SNES tends to do that. Also, I'm doing...
Well, at least it's good that I'm not the only one that had it.
Yeah, I've always had it on emulators, I believe. Wow, so many people are... Or maybe it's just one growling rapidly. What was I
Also,
about
hello,
to say?
Vince.
Oh, hey, Vince. I was about to say something really important. Oh, yes. Hippocat may see it because he sees my whole monitor screen. You guys only see the cropped version where only the playing field is. But I set up some graphics somewhere that SNES basically draws. What? Did I press it already? Without even noticing? I guess I did. Basically draws pink to the sides of the game window for some reason. Okay, the music just kind of disappeared there. Also kind of strange. Huh. Well, I'm gonna trust Hippocat when he says that he can hear the game just fine.
You know, kinda too fine, even.
Huh. That's really weird, because, you know, the volume... It really should be, like, me hearing it should be accurate, because it's not like anything changes between different games. So if I'm hearing this not louder than Doom 4 or Metroid Prime, it shouldn't really be louder for anyone else, but, well, who knows. My setup is kinda just, you know, thrown together on my knees. Actually, that doesn't sound like a proper phrase in English. Well, never mind. Oh. Did you play first episode on Ultra Violence? I forget.
Yeah?
Because I don't remember you having all those shotgunners in the first level by the green armor, but maybe you did, maybe I'm just forgetting.
I don't know, maybe I fucked up somehow. But I thought I played on Ultra Violence.
Did I have these guys out here, if you remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I figured. Well, it's a shame you already played Doom 64 then, because I was going forward to blowing your mind with some of these amazing secrets. Also kind of interesting that they kept the 2-layer whatever wall this is here. On the PC it was textured differently, I believe. Maybe actually not. Well, I mean differently, like the two levels of them, but obviously it was not this brown one texture or whatever, it was some sort of rock. But I mean, I feel like the two levels might have been textured differently, but now that I think about it, probably not. But they did get rid of the shadow, because on the PC there is like this little thin sector along the wall, along the outer wall, that makes up a shadow. Also, I think the buildings are textured with a star 10 of some variation on the computer, but I can't really be sure. Hey, my amazing dexterity here just on display, how I navigate this game professionally, as if it was my job almost. I mean, I do play Doom at work sometimes when I'm falling asleep too much. Oh, you know where I didn't go? I didn't go in the middle. When I'm falling asleep too much, just firing up Doom and playing like half a level completely rejuvenates me. That's great, but I don't play the SNES Doom, I play just Z Doom. Because I don't have an emulator of SNES there at work, that would be a bit too much. Yeah, well, I mean, Chain Gunner, are you speaking from experience of playing it yourself? I'm kinda hoping you are. But yeah, I definitely agree. Though, when Hippocat was playing, I was watching his stream, I definitely didn't think the game looked horrible or anything. But I can understand why people do when they watch other people's streams or videos or whatever. But, you know, when I'm just focusing on this world that I'm presented with, just kind of feels like, I don't know, I don't see the, like, flickering pixels so much as I just... The things that I can't really make out in the distance feels like maybe it's too dark, or just like, you know, there's some sort of real life effects that we prevent from doing that, instead of just, oh, there's 2 pixels, I don't know what those 2 pixels are. Basically immersion. Immersion is your friend, or shit like this.
I don't think it's too bad. Worse than like PC Doom, sure, but not bad definitely.
I mean, technically it does look worse than PC Doom, but you know what? What is funny, after like playing this first, I am kind of not a big fan of Doom having textures on the floor and the ceiling, honestly. When I play on PC sometimes I'm just like, I wish it was just solid colors. Not often, but sometimes. Thank fuck they didn't do that here, because I imagine how horrible that would have looked actually, with all the pixels everywhere. Walls are at least bearable, but floors would be kind of horrifying. And I kinda like, you know, the simplified aesthetics, kinda like, you know, Super Mario Brothers. Ooh shit, this barrel is gonna fuck me up. Super Mario Brothers 3 8-bit game looks really clean and really nice, despite having just like 4 colors per sprite and shit like that. And I feel like the flat color floors really work as an aesthetic type. Well, can't really defend the resolution beyond, you know, I personally am not bothered by it, but beyond that, I don't know. I feel like the Doom guy's mug looks a bit better actually, because on PC when I play, I'm always, actually you can kinda see it here, the rectangle around his eyes, you can, it kind of feels like, even though I think in the files you can see it like his whole head is a separate sprite, it's a whole sprite. But it feels like that rectangle is like pasted on top of his face, and that's the only part that's anime. Well, I mean, there's a little bit of changing pixels around his nose. But you can clearly see like the slightly brighter border in a perfect rectangle around his eyes. Which, what's the... Okay, that's the map button. Which kinda makes it seem like they kinda half-assed synchronizing the colors or something. Okay, here's the secret. I think this is the one that goes to the chainsaw, perhaps? Yeah, I feel like there is another one just like it in this maze, but... Alpha 0.4. Is it, do you mean like an alpha of Doom? Because I have really limited knowledge of those, generally. Oh, interesting. Was it like a performance setting? That would be kind of interesting as a performance setting. Ugh. Also, there's... oh, chain... Whoa, the chainsaw is between the shotgun and the chain gun, that's kinda weird. There is a secret in one of these walls somewhere. Okay, chain gun, that's kind of interesting. I didn't really know that that was a thing. Even though I watched the Doom postmortem where Romero and Tom Hall went into some detail about the Doom versions, the Doom demos and such, alphas, that they kept sending out to like magazines and shit. I don't remember them mentioning that particular tidbit, so it is interesting. Okay, the only aspect of the controls here that I might be actually is that map is called with select, and select I have on space for some reason, so calling map with space is kind of not the best, but I can get used to it. I keep pressing tab. Luckily tab doesn't do anything horrible and breaking. Barrels, I wonder if barrels... Oh wow, that farthest one should be blown up like that. I was just about to express a theory that the damage only comes from like their center, so if you can see part of it, it probably counts as if you're obscured from the splash. But I feel like that last barrel, or whatever was in here, exploded. It really was obscured like that, so... That's the theory squashed immediately. Man, this maze is a bit large. Actually, it's not that large if you look at the map, but certainly is large enough. Well, actually, it's... You know what? It looks quite a bit larger than I remember it. looking. Where is that other secret? I don't know. Maybe there is no other secret. Maybe I'm just misremembering. I feel like the other...
What do you press to zoom in, Antroid?
To what?
To zoom in on the map.
Shooting. Y. In my case A.
Oh.
But shooting, the shooting button. You can't shoot while in the map in this game. You can change weapons.
I didn't know that.
Actually, no, you can't.
That's why I never zoomed in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is not much point in zooming in, is there, usually? Besides looking at how this triangle dances while you spin around. But yeah, you can't change weapons, I forget. Like, that's the zoom out. You can hump the walls and you can run. But that's pretty much it. Right, anyway, if there is another secret, I feel like it's between two of those silver, like, support, these walls. Man, that scrolling texture is kind of fucking with me sometimes. But I guess that's a limitation. Another one of them limitations. It's kind of weird, like I didn't used to remember this, but this whole section is textured completely differently on PC. It has those dark grey computer textures that you could see in Doom 3 later, at some point. Like, recreated. Instead this uses just those white ones. Yeah, I think I've walked around all the maze, but somehow I missed... There was... Ah, well, I mean, here it is. There's... You can see very vaguely these two slices of silver support. And it's another secret with a backpack that we really already have, so what's the point? I guess some random ammunition. Considering... I don't remember where you can find the rocket launcher earliest. I don't remember if there is one in the secret level of this episode. There's one in episode... in level 5. I don't remember about level 4. I have actually, despite having played this many times, I have shocking little memory of many things about this game, just like Hippocat does. Do you actually like have any idea how to get the secret level in the next level? Because you didn't even try, but
no?
Have you ever been there in your life? Military base.
I have no memory of anything.
Ah, well...
Didn't you guide me through the secret levels when I was streaming?
Only Doom 64. In this one you found the secret level in episode 3 by accident. Because it's really easier to find than the normal exit. You might remember the Mount Erebus map, which is the big open one. Where it used to be textured in Fireblue but wasn't in this version. And you teleported from some building where you had to open a wall by a candle. You teleported onto a ledge and then jumped into a little box with a switch in it, and that switch turned out to be a secret level exit. Which I didn't... You know, when I played I never knew it was secret because it was just like there. And I'm not sure I know where the normal exit of that map is. And I feel like since you've seen Warrants and I've seen Warrants and everyone's seen Warrants, maybe when I get to episode 3 I won't even go in that level. I will just try to look for the normal exit because I feel like there's way more to that level than we've seen. There's a whole lot of enemy, like, closets opening up and shit. But that's for whenever. Yeah. There should be one somewhere to the side. No. Were the barrels particularly deadly on 64? Because I feel like when I watched your stream, I thought like the barrels were super deadly, and that one should have killed me with the impression of their deadliness that I had, but apparently I was wrong about that.
I don't know, I don't think I had much trouble with barrels.
I feel like barrels did a fair bit of damage to you throughout your stream, but maybe I'm just exaggerating in a moment. Because
well, I don't think I ever killed myself with a barrel, so probably they are not that strong.
I feel like I actually killed yourself multiple times with barrels, but one of us must be misremembering it somewhere.
Well, I'm not butthurt about barrels. That means
Okay,
they are alright.
That's a clear indicator.
Because I'm butthurt about everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. What? Okay, I guess he just kind of strafed about here. So that pool is kind of insidious because you can fall there and you can't get out. But that wall between the windows in front of me, there is a door in it, but it's too high to reach. You can open it from below while you're dying, but you can't actually go in there because there needs to be a bridge there before you can do anything significant. Did you get that soul sphere?
I don't think so.
I think actually this secret I showed on the classic map in Doom 4. I was attempting to
Yeah, you did.
find the secret level in here. And it's gonna actually work this time because it's a proper version of Doom. How fucking funny it is that the Super Nintendo Doom is so much better than when they tried to recreate it in this modern ass Doom 4 game. Maybe it's not that funny, but I find it amusing and kind of, what's the word, like it proves that this version that I'm praising all the time is indeed superior, wildly validating, I guess, or something.
I guess they don't really need to care anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like some low-res pixel stuff. Like, why would they care to make it look good?
I mean, they could, but you know, the one thing they did care enough about, which kept surprising me when I was playing, was like the distance darkness thing, because they didn't just have fog like even GZ Doom does. Instead it just had like these borders that you see normally. And yeah, Chain Gunner, the textures kind of scroll as you change the angle you look in them. Like you can see this little like middle finger there to the left, made of green, and it scrolls all the way off completely. But yeah, Vin, this kind of is an incredible achievement. Pretty much all other first-person games on 16-bit consoles are kind of, at best, Wolfenstein 3D-esque. There is, I actually know, well, I mean, there's obviously Super Noah's Ark and Wolfenstein 3D on SNES, but
well, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, more or less. But Mega Drive or Genesis or however you want to call it, actually I kind of want to play both of those games, but I never got around to it. It has one called Zero Tolerance, and it actually has like cool features like jumping, crouching, some other stuff, character select. And I wonder if I should kill anyone. I'm being killed there, that's for sure. And there is also one called, I think, like Bloodshot or something, and that's from what I remember reading about it in magazines, it seemed something like System Shock with robots and like futuristic bases. And each level you had to end by blowing up a reactor and like running to the exit or something. But in Bloodshot, if I remember correctly, also there was a feature where you didn't look at an enemy, the enemy didn't shoot you. So you could kind of exploit that. I guess they took culling to an extreme degree. Gavin, I'm not. I didn't take it to mean they were happy it worked on Doom 4. Oh, hello. But yeah, funny how, I mean, this version is much more feature complete than that. The Doom 4 version doesn't even have fucking light levels. How lame is that? Like, this is what's supposed to happen. I mean, Hippocate knows, but if you were playing on the Doom 4, almost said Doom 64, but that one's great. If you're playing Doom 4, you wouldn't even know of this great trap. I guess the wall does open and there's maybe like an imp in there or something. Yuck. Right. Haven't used the shotgun in a while. Perhaps I should. Okay, but before we do I don't know, should I guess I could proceed slightly forward. I mean, now Hippocate, you obviously use the normal exit of this level, so I guess maybe there is no point. Normal exit is like, you know, further down here, down the blue door. I'm not sure you actually need to go on the blue door to find the secret exit, which I am going to try to uncover right now. So that switch down there opens this, and first I'm gonna kill a bunch of shit in here, which is gonna be much easier than in Doom 4, because pinkeys are actually sane and not retardedly difficult. Oh, good thing there's input lag, because I pressed change weapon by accident, but it didn't register. Silver lining. But yeah, the auto aim is insane. I guess it probably wouldn't have worked without it, but I wonder if they could have put a setting to turn it off, or if it's more of a result of just, you know, inaccurate calculations, because I'm sure, like, freaking line casting or whatever would be also ridden with, like, float point inaccuracies or whatever, to save memory and time and FPS and stuff. I don't remember, Hippocat, if you got the yellow key in this level when we were playing.
I do not think so.
Because it opens up some optional shit. Let me actually go and see the optional shit, I guess. Might as well. And I think there are some actual useful goodies in there. So that might be good. Oh wait, no, this is just the way to the exit. There's like, press the switch, there's a staircase. This is a door, and I feel like this door might be yellow, but I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. Go away. Maybe I'm full of shit, but whatever. So there's a whole bunch of crap here, rockets for some reason. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da. I don't know why I'm humming Indiana Jones. Oh, this door is yellow, and my background is changed. And okay, so there's a whole fuck ton of shit, and this is interesting. So this red thing with the red floor and the red ceiling is completely redone for SNES, because on PC it was just a fence, like a mid-texture fence, you know, in those diagonal like windows.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And this, I guess they made it look like a force field or something. I always assumed it was a force field, and I was fucking certain there was a red key hidden somewhere in this level, and while having it I would be able to pass through this force field and get nothing out there, but you know.
Yeah, that's like a really bullshit thing to do, to use the red textures. They could just use lamps.
Yeah, I guess, but it does kind of also look like, you know, some sort of laser emitter. Tutti Frutti, man, I don't even remember how... Is this a case in the actual PC? I guess there must be, because there's like step texture and there could be some. I don't remember seeing any Tutti Frutti on the actual like PC. Also, there is, in this courtyard, there is a shadow sector there on the floor, which is interesting. Yeah, invisibility is kind of more GZ Doom. Though I do say, I kind of like the black noise effect in the PC version, so that's like... I don't know if it would have worked better on the SNES, probably not, because, you know, it was like procedurally generated in real time, so maybe it would have been slower. I do very much appreciate how on the SNES the invisibility actually makes you invisible, like in Z Doom, but not in the original PC version, where it just makes enemies kind of fire unpredictably. Okay, so you might have heard that zing. Here was this lift that opens by itself as you come inside. Rainbow dash, no, never mind that. I was about to say something about something someone said in the chat. Oh, Martin, hello Martin. Yes, the pixels are pretty big. Well, I mean, it's Doom. What do you want from them? I do sometimes, when I play Z-Doom, I sometimes turn the resolution down to like 320 by 240, because I kind of adore the really pixely low-res version. Not version, look. So when you exit from here, this is also opened. And I didn't even need to run there. I don't remember if you actually ever need to run. I don't remember if run is a thing in this version. I feel like it is, like... This is me running, this is me walking. Yeah, it seems like different speed. But I don't remember actually ever really using it. Holy shit, there's the rocket launcher right here. I didn't even remember that. So this whole place, that I guess you can't really go in there, if I remember correctly. You can, however, go in here, and I hope I don't die in the slime because of getting stuck on walls. Because that's a real possibility. And I also have no idea what that does, but maybe let's try this wall. That might have raised that one bridge in the slime in the beginning. Man, I have... Oh, where does this go? I have no memory of this beyond the basics of what we need to... Oh, this goes... Okay, I see. This goes back here. So that room that I cleared from this window, you could see how many zombies there were there, and it's really no wonder that when I was playing as a child, I wasn't prepared for that. Once I opened that window, I got fucking massacred. Kev, I haven't been playing very long, I've just... Oh, apparently already half an hour, holy shit, time flies. And this is like a massive fucking door. For some reason, instead of a small door. We come in here. It opens into that room. Where everyone's already dead, but... also opens something to the side, apparently. That's not what I remember, but... Who cares about what I remember? The important thing is, maybe as you go in... Yeah, all the bullshit opens here and there's more shit, but imps are easier. Yeah, Martin, well, I mean, it's not like I ported the game, I take no offense, and especially since I completely acknowledge and appreciate the pixels myself. And so here, you can, I think, this is a lift for some reason, and it goes into where that imp was, back in this big open space here. I better not fall down there because there is no escape. And the switch just goes, okay, come on, the switch just goes to the secret level. Military base.
Suddenly I have this appreciation for extensive secrets.
Okay, I think someone just said something in my right ear. Hippocat, was it you?
I may have said something.
Wow, I can't really... Anyone in chat, tell me if you just heard Hippocat fine or if he is having some technical difficulties, because...
Hello, hello?
Okay, I can hear him in my right ear very quietly. Hippocat, you have something wrong going on.
You think so?
Let me recall you, perhaps. Leave call, join call. Hey.
You didn't really recall because the call didn't end.
Oh, but you did something that fixed the thing. Let me show you the screen
well,
again.
But I didn't do anything.
Well, maybe accepting the call or something. Or me rejoining. Whatever, okay. That was weird, I guess.
What I said that I had sudden appreciation for extensive secrets that lead you to some hidden places like that one imp.
Well, the imp was sitting on the box of rockets, so it was actually useful in addition to being fascinating. But yeah, that was kinda weird. I wonder if it was Discord kinda fucking up. It sounded like just technical difficulties with the connection of a jack somewhere. Probably not on my side, because, you know, I was hearing the game fine instead of you. But since Martin says he could hear you fine, I don't know what's going on. But for a while there, you really were really super quiet and only in my right ear. That's weird. Oh well. I was dwelling on the glitches of the past. I think this level has the honor of having the first teleport in episode 1. If you go not by level number but by order in which you play them. Also, it has one of the best music tracks in the game, normally played in... well, actually, on the PC it was pretty much only played here and maybe somewhere else. I think it's also played in the Warrens, which is the episode 3 secret map. Well, I actually thought this would be an elevator down kind of trap, but never mind. But this was, you know, when I was a little kid, yes. Also, hello Pentagram Star. I think this is where the teleporter is. I better not auto-select the rocket launcher. Oh, maybe it was not a teleporter in this version, I'm not sure. You know what, yeah, maybe enemies can't actually teleport in here. I might be remembering the PC version. Holy shit, I'm gonna die. Let me go, mamma mia. I guess maybe just made doors open? Because I'm fairly certain in the PC version enemies would pour in the star. Well, never mind, I guess I'm full of shit. Martin, I am playing on an emulator which is, despite my better... what's the word, like... my better judgment is SNES, because apparently, unlike every other game, it plays Doom better than other emulators. But yeah, I have an actual SNES somewhere in my flat, but I don't have all the equipment that I need to actually like connect it to any sort of monitor or TV, and I don't have controllers. I had 2 controllers, but they got lost somewhere. Which is, you know, not as bad, because I actually was certain that my whole console and all the cartridges had been stolen. Turns out maybe only the controllers, but definitely not the whole package. Someday I might buy some like SNES controllers off of eBay or some shit. Might be able to play it again.
I don't need even need to go to eBay. I think they just, you know, sell consoles like Genesis and SNES just in some places where they sell electronics.
You really think like they would sell something that's like 20 years old, 20-year-old console?
I have definitely seen this with my own eyes.
Huh.
Like some time ago.
Maybe it was the mini versions that the Nintendo's just released.
No, not the mini versions. I think more just like some Chinese pirate fucking version.
Oh. Well, I don't need the whole console, I just need the controllers and some adapters.
What I'm saying is that you might find the appropriate controllers without having to resort to eBay.
That would be nice. I thought you were about to say like they sell USB controllers modeled after SNES controllers, but then I'll go like, ah, silly hypocrite. How would I use USB controllers? Okay, this was the elevator that I was thinking of. I don't remember it being that inconsequential, but whatever. But yeah, when I was a kid, oh, holy shit. When I was a kid, I definitely played this on an actual SNES. And, you know, beating this game was a huge achievement. I never chose a higher difficulty that I could select, which means I always played episode 1 on the easiest difficulty. And that may be why the game kept booting me out, like, just to the title screen after beating the Barons and getting to that teleporter and dying, instead of showing me the final text. Today we might see, well, probably not today, I don't know if I can complete the episode today, but we might see if it actually gives you the text, because this is the version that I had, I think, the European version, not the US version. But yeah, I was playing it during summer with my, like, some steps removed brother, also named Sergey, by the way, which is interesting. And the connection of the console to the TV was kind of janky, kind of like my modern day headset connection. And it produced the image with a lot of noise, so you can imagine it was even worse than this. You could barely see like anything at all. And we still kind of tried to play it sometimes. We could play like platformers and shit normally. Oh, better not. Fire a rocket launcher. Are you kidding me? But one day I got the like great idea to just kind of fiddle with the jack, and it helped. And my brother was at the toilet at the time, and I fucking ran across our, like, lot or whatever you call it, like our little yard. And I knocked in there, and I screamed, "Holy shit, I just managed to fix it, Doom is clear, I repeat, Doom is clear." And he kind of rapidly finished, and we just went in there and beat episodes 2 and 3. Because, you know, I couldn't manage episode 3 on Ultra Violence, and you can't really go in there and lower difficulty from the menu. So you need to beat episode 2 on Hurt Me Plenty. Which, among other things, makes there only be one Keiko demon at the beginning of episode 3. Which you only have to kill with a pistol. That was a big boon right off the bat. But I always used to run out of just resources in general, kinda like Epicat did on level 2, Slow of Despair. I don't nowadays because I'm so pro, but I used to. Can't believe it. And there was no way I could beat it. And I remember Sergey also had that game in his own home, I think, and he had the strategy of like how to start Slow of Despair properly. Like when I told Hippocat to go like hug the right side, that was kind of learned and gleaned from my something brother's advice. He would go like, okay, go like walk around this pillar in this way, kill those 2 guys, and now hug the right wall, and be very very specific. But it really helped at first. Yeah, those guys, I don't know why I'm there. I guess maybe in case you wanna kill them before you raise the bridge or shit. But okay, there's that wall that might be a secret. Holy shit, I'm being hit from behind. I think there might be a secret, because I remember there being a secret where you had to jump on a bunch of pillars and get some goodies from them. This must be here, because there is nowhere else for it to be. Right, hopefully there is no shotgun guys in here. Okay, at some point I guess this lowers. And this might seem easy on PC, but it's fucking murder. Honestly, yes, I hope I can get at least something from here. Okay, how do you lower the lift again? where is the way
Do
out?
you still remember you have a run button?
Yeah, also you were disappearing there again, but you got better immediately. I wonder what's the cause of that sound bullshit. Yeah, run! Well, it doesn't actually help particularly well. I guess you need a better run up or something. Yeah. I think I used to manage this as a kid, but I might just give up today. Or I could like save state a whole bunch. Like fucking go in there. Oh, whatever. Save state on top of that pillar. If I get desperate enough. Oh, you know what I might have done? I might have actually used the map to... get the perfect like angle and... well, that's enough for me. I'm satisfied. Fuck this. I'm out. I don't know, Chingana. The palette, I guess, yeah, it's pronounced palette, I don't remember. Well, I don't know.
I don't know if you change the Doom palette. That's not Doom anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of limited in this version, obviously. What? No. Shit. But I feel like it's limited in probably the best way they could do it, because, you know, the SNES palette, or just power for that is limited. So, can't really do as much as you want. But I feel like the important stuff is all carried across, like, okay, some of this goes grey, but the green parts also go grey on the computer. And I don't actually recall, like, red textures fucking up as severely as they used to on PC. We'll see somewhere in the later levels. But I definitely, like, some texture changes in this game in this version are much better. Like, no fire blue on Mount Erebus, for example. And I feel that red room of Deimos Lab it was, the big level. It was textured with like a red version of the silver, like gradient, this type of texture on PC, if I'm not mistaken. And I think on SNES they changed it into red rocks and it looked much better. But I might be full of shit because I might be misremembering what it was textured with. Even though that's my favorite level, but you know, it doesn't mean I remember all the textures. And I'm definitely a big fan of this brown, whatever, brown one I think, or just brown texture, and I appreciate it being much more frequent in this version. Unlike freaking like Sega 30X2 or whatever version it was, maybe also PlayStation, where everything is freaking Star Tan or like Grey Tan or whatever it was called. Like the Grey Star Tan. And Star Tan, if you don't know, not even yeah, I guess it is in this version somewhere. It's like that rectangular smooth corner.
I know what Star Tan is.
Space pad texture. Well, maybe you know, but some people might not. Don't be selfish. Come on. Okay,
I mean, it's 2017. Probably everybody had a look at Doom Builder by now.
I figure some people who play Brutal Doom and such probably aren't interested in just doing that. Because it's too hard, man. Okay, I will probably switch to the chain gun now.
Doom Builder is literally easier than MS Paint.
Well, you know, MS Paint is also pretty challenging for some people. Some people will just go say like, oh, I'm not an artist. I'm just not gonna even try. Okay, I think there must be something. Well, I mean, obviously there must be something. But I think I better go get a red suit. I think there must be red suits in the big middle part here. I remember there being red suits, but maybe they removed them from the SNES version, which would be kind of a dick move. Well, shit, they might have. Maybe they're inside? Oh!
Antroid, you got any streaming plans for, like, winter holidays?
No, nothing special. I don't want to do anything, any holiday-themed streams or anything like that. I will be in Moscow this year, but still. How do you open this again? Do you take the key? I guess you do take the key. Anyway, I suppose I have to actually brave the acid on my own. I don't remember what's in that direction. That direction seems like it would just lead to that little balcony. Here. Okay, hopefully that switch just lowers this lift. I'm not missing any big sick. Okay, this is just a way out. Well, let's find out. Oh yeah, this. And I think this is kind of a dick secret because this elevator is down. And you press the switch to have it rise, but you have to get on it in time, which in this version might be kind of a challenge. So I will see if I can press the switch from already on the elevator. Okay, managed. And Soul Sphere is my reward. I think I might not have been here. Let's go in here. I don't remember where I read. Someone said that the SNES like MIDI chip or whatever didn't have electric guitar samples, so they used a really reverbed, or like, you know, they used some sort
also
of string
talking about Star 10.
Yeah, also Star 10. I put a fuck ton of reverb on it. And I remember the person was going like, oh, I can dig it. I can definitely dig it because I always associated this like slightly metallic sound with like the militaristic mood of this first episode. And actually the game itself, the manual was all like in camouflage colors and was written like military instructions. Not just like official military instructions, but imagine like a sergeant screaming at you about, holy shit, this weapon is cool, guy, but you might fuck yourself up with it, and stuff like that. And enemy descriptions as well, like, hey, privates, we've discovered these and these on the security camera footage. They fucking suck. They fly and are on fire. Enough said. I guess that probably is like a more famous Doom quote because I've heard it elsewhere, and it definitely wouldn't have come just from the SNES version. Oh, and this is the swastika elevator, which is almost a swastika here, slightly different. Not an elevator, but you know, lowering floor. All the same shit. Man, you just have to stand and fucking take it sometimes in this version. Can't really imagine dodging in that situation. Very much. Where does this go even? Oh, this is the end, beautiful friend, but we don't have the yellow key even. Do we need the yellow key though? I guess we do, because this, unlike the level 2 or wherever it was, level 3 probably. Yeah, level 2 ended differently. Level 3, there is a staircase like that, but it just kind of... actually the staircase builds, I think the bridge is already there. But in here, the bridge is activated by a switch somewhere beyond the yellow door. So we need to... I could fall down there and probably die. No, there's a stairway out. What I need to do is go here, turns out. Go into that maze beyond the blue door. I think it was here Hippocrates that I instructed you to stand like close to some texture. Whirl around a bit, see how it shifts around, but I don't think you noticed that message for a while because there is no like even light textures in here or whatever.
Hello,
Hello. Yep. Wow, that really should have done me damage. I guess barrels are kind to me today. Okay, it might be just something with my headphones, because I think the game volume keeps going up and down for me, and Hippocrates isn't reporting that. But I feel like if Hippocrates was to speak now, I would also hear him poorly, because I hear the game poorly, especially the sounds.
Well, I could barely hear what you just said.
Well, you know, when you started speaking, the game suddenly became louder, and so did you, so I guess it fixed itself. I wonder if maybe there's like some sort of weird sound thing in here, which I could change, and it perhaps would fix that, because it's some weird issue with this, but I don't remember what the default settings are on that. I try to fiddle with them in the middle of a stream, because it's quality streaming, On the highest quality streaming. Yeah, that should have hit him with my amazing auto aim. Also, I'm just going the most roundabout. How did this guy die? Most roundabout way through this, going into every freaking dead end and everything. Even though there's a clear path through it normally. Okay, there's also this side path, which leads to some portals and some other shit. Actually, don't I have the chainsaw? Yeah, I haven't used this in a while. Actually, I never used it. It doesn't do the bullshit where it pulls you towards enemies in this version, so it automatically is better. I wonder if I can play a while with just the chainsaw. We could probably do it then.
Antroid, please don't walk around with a fucking chainsaw.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, it sounds. Sounds of music. At least the plasma gun sounds much better in here than in the C. I don't think that's even debatable. I don't know, real war. Actually, I guess, yeah, there's echo and it's metallic sounding, so maybe it does, but I always felt like it had more oomph. Well, that was closer to a farting sound. Oomph, without pff. Just oomph. It had more of that to it than like a regular MIDI you would hear playing on PC. Well, I just love how SNES music sounds in general. Like, you sometimes see these like Earthworm Jim music soundtrack videos on YouTube or other games, and people usually say, "Oh, it sounds so much better on the Genesis." No, it fucking doesn't. Shut the fuck up. Like, Earthworm Jim sounds like garbage on the Genesis. Fight me.
Earthworm Jim is kinda garbage.
Yeah, it is.
At all, on all platforms.
Yeah, like the presentation is alright. I quite enjoyed it. Like the visual style, the music and shit. The gameplay is trash. That's right. This music used to scare my some brother. What?
What's that icon you have that says chapter 1 something?
Warlords.
Yeah.
That's the Heroes 3, like, beyond the expansions that they released for Heroes 3, they also released like this story campaigns, like packaged separately, and interestingly enough they were all super easy compared to the regular games, so they were kind of being used like the introduction for newbies. And I have the first one installed since forever, and I haven't gotten like past the second mission yet. It's called Chapter 1 Warlords of the Wasteland or something like that. All of them star the barbarian warlord named Tarnum, who in the first chapter you see his rise to power, but the story at large goes that he is killed, but he is so perfectly like grey morally, so that like the ancestors or whoever can't decide to send him to hell or to heaven, so they return him to life, and he goes about doing good deeds like reviving kings, killing necromancers and doing shit like that. Basically, that's... I don't know why I even know that much, because I haven't actually played most of that. I know he, like, in one of those campaigns he goes into, like, the underworld for some king's soul, but maybe I'm mixing it up with the castle campaign from the base game, I don't know. Oh well,
Hero War.
Yeah, goodbye. Man, maybe this is something with, like, the audio channels. Because the sounds, the music doesn't go down as much, but the sounds definitely go down sometimes for me. Well, it's not like it affects the stream in any way beyond me bitching about it, so I'm just gonna bear it with it. I wonder if it would happen in any other SNES game that I would play. I always used to entertain the ideas of streaming some random SNES games, because there are some, I wouldn't say hidden gems, because some of them aren't quite hidden, some of them aren't quite gems, but some games that I felt would be quite interesting to just show people. Like Captain Commando, or Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday, or Super Black Bass. But I never got around to it, obviously.
Super Black Bass, really?
Okay, I need to wait until the sound fixes itself. Meanwhile, Hippycat, feel free to talk to the chat, but not me. I'm gonna tell you when the sound fixes itself.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything I can do manually to force it, but Guess I just wait. Also, that window by the yellow key, I should have mentioned before, where you can kill a bunch of demons on the other side that can't really come to you. I used to have, well, I mean, I used to have dreams about Doom, but one time I had this version where I was there and all the demons started being able to crawl through that window, and that was fucking terrifying also. Why do you keep giving me that rotation? Yes, Kapow, we're playing the best version. After Hypocat related incident, now I am playing the best version of Doom. Doom 1, rather, I would say, because apparently I have been misunderstood slightly on that. I'm not saying it's the best Doom game, I'm saying it's the best version of Doom 1. And
we should get everyone to play SNES Doom.
Yeah, also now we can hear you again, so that's good. Okay, it's not on this side. I feel like there's an opening, a secret you can open in one of these. But yeah, objectively, 100% proven by British scientists. Best version. Yeah. Okay, wait, maybe it's not even here. What? I could have sworn there was an openable door. Maybe I'm mixing it up with... Oh! Okay, never mind. I thought maybe I was mixing it up with the secrets in the first map of Doom 2, but I guess I'm not. A little pentagram. And it's a teleporter. Okay, so that's probably the first teleporter. No, I need to be down there. Also, I probably could have walked around that pentagram. Let me try that. Because I feel like it kind of connects to this corner here, the lit corner. The literature corner, yes. How do you lower this lift again? Just go down slightly. Yes. Also, what's here? Ah, okay, so this connects to that. This opens. And where does this go? This is a blue? What? Well, okay, I guess maybe it's another way to get in here or something. Or maybe it's just one way. I don't even remember where the blue key is in this. I think it's just randomly somewhere. Okay, well, so I think something opens behind you here, right? Yes. But luckily in this version they kinda neutered this trap. Because I feel like there used to be much more. Also I'm invisible, right. There used to be much more in these side rooms. PC. And everyone is dead, okay, cool. Let's... Oh no, this barrel's gonna fuck me up. Even though barrels have been merciful today, but... Barrels are fickle. They're known to be extremely polar. 1 minute they don't damage you, the second minute they kill you. I'm gonna just pick this for now. And start opening this bullshit. There is a bunch of stuff you can pick up. I think if you forget, you kind of largely ignore this whole section. Maybe you jump for the armor, I don't remember exactly, but... The pillars...
I heard my name, but I couldn't hear anything else.
God damn it. Basically, I don't think you did a lot with the pillars here, in terms of secreting. Because they are kind of confusing sometimes. But you just gotta know the Doom rules that you can't trigger stuff if it's already moving. You need to wait for it to finish. Yes. And same on the other side, but I think there's just like some ammo in there. I mean, I could use it. Massively done if I say so myself. Now let's go take whatever else is here. I think like a chainsaw. Go in. Go in. Go left. Go in again. And take this like the US Marshals. Another shadow sector. Wow. I wonder why they removed it from level 2. Also, this little bit here always looked to me that like the wall goes beyond the corner, you can go around somewhere, but it's just because the shadow just kinda connects to this vertex as well. Kind of fools you, because you can't see very well due to the resolution, which is superior to... Actually, it's not superior, but just by virtue of being part of this version, inherently it's superior to the PC version somehow. I'm sure I could make up some argument for it. I often do that. I often like argue for something I don't even think or believe in, just for fun. Like I have this feeling, okay, I should probably think this, and I guess, okay, well, if I should think this, I should think of justifications. I can't really tell you an example because I don't remember when it happened last time, but it used to happen. And I feel like that's part of why I can just annoy everyone into saying, okay, I agree with you, because I can always think of arguments that they can't really refute. Partly because they can't be bothered to, I suppose. Oh, that's just a door, okay, never mind. I was ready to book it in the other direction. Luckily, this episode is short. Actually, isn't this like the longest episode in the SNES version? Only one level was taken out. There is the blue. Let me go. Ooh, you're running fast. Let me go see what the blue door does in that secret. Way back somewhere else. I could probably just go into that open area with the acid in it. Because I've opened that door, hopefully it's forever. What was I about to say? I was about to say something really important, but whatever. Yeah, there's the door. I mixed up what corner. No, it's... what? Where did it come from? Oh, no, wait, it's just... well, okay then. This is just something that opens, I suppose. Let's go the regular way. I guess that door closes as well. The one that connects here. Yeah, that one. So what? Not careful around the thing. What does the blue door go? Oh, it just goes where you would immediately arrive normally. Oh well. That's kind of pointless in every possible way. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is this place like just flickering, blinking on PC instead of phasing in and out like this slowly? I know that both effects exist on PC, but I feel like I remember this... Oh, that's the door. Yeah, right. I think Hippocate found that one. I feel like I remember this being much more... like... that inducing that thing, which is like according to seizure. There we go. Seizure inducing on PC version. Maybe I'm forgetting. And there's the exit. I'm not gonna bother with the rest of whatever's in there. Or you guys, fuck it. Last level. Last proper level.
Just save and before you shoot the barrels.
Okay, the sounds in Hippocate are quite against. So talk to the chat, not to the hand or whatever. Talk to the hand, not the face. I think I will, if I stream this again, before I do that I will figure out the sound bullshit. Because it can't be my... I'm assuming it can't be my headphones. I'm not willing to fiddle with them right now, but... There must be something somewhere that fucks up in amusing ways. Well... Or maybe next time we'll just have Hippocate in the chat quietly like I used to during this not mainstream. Actually no, I've never been voice guessing in his streams, only he in mine.
I think we may have done it way back in the day.
Okay, done what? Now I can hear you, but not all of what you said.
Like you were guesting in my streams or videos or whatever.
Yeah, that might have happened before, but I meant just the recent like Doom, Metroids, other Doom. I don't remember if I've ever guessed in your streams. I think I have done just videos because I remember you always would like write with Antroid or special or something with the names, but they was just like let's play parts. What the f— okay.
Rewind.
Yes, okay, I hope that doesn't happen again. Luckily, I have rewind enabled. Thank you, Hippocate, I wouldn't have remembered actually properly. Also, I have no idea how to get there. I still don't remember how to open that secret. Maybe we'll find it out together. Is that what happened with like the last level with you?
Yeah, I think something very similar happened.
I think it was more dark and less flickery in your case, but it was kind of the same. Yeah, man, there's way more rocket launchers that I remember existing in episode 1. And also I seem to remember that the outdoor part there is like incredibly easy to find, but I never managed. Probably not even on PC, honestly. It's probably something simple like, ooh, one of those here. Well, after everyone's dead, I'll look for it for a bit. I know some secrets here that people get missed, so maybe it will be fun showing that at least. Oh, hello there. I can remember you. I've been up the stairs. I might as well have been up the stairs. Right, let's go find the, I think, the red key somewhere. This level was big, confusing, and I remember only vague parts of it every time I play. Keeps it fresh. I appreciate vague and confusing level design because it never gets old when you replay games. Okay, so you step on this, and I guess I better kill everything first. Actually, probably shouldn't do it while riding on the elevator. Hopefully that's that. So down there is a suit. I don't remember if there is anything. I guess I'll just go for the suit first, just in case it connects to that. Actually, it doesn't, because there's passageways all around. So let me see. I guess this would be some sort of staircase that would lead me out of that horrible place. Oh no, did I just... Oh no, I guess this slide triggers it back down. So basically you just fucking go from this rising lift into the acid. Okay, there might be something flickering in there, but I'm not even going there. That might be just a texture. That thing, no, it's just SNES Doom. SNES there, Leo. So why would I play Antroid? Isn't that discontinued anyways? I feel like it's an old like multiplayer port that no one uses anymore or something. I might be misinformed on that somewhat. Yeah, that goes there, but there might be a soul sphere elsewhere. Oh, there's a hidden armor. Cool. Didn't remember that.
I've just been informed that there is a sale starting in Steam.
Cool. What does it contain? Include, rather, I guess.
Well, I guess everything more or less.
Oh,
it's like
it's that kind
Christmas
of sale. Right, well, I'll have to check it out. I have like freaking 23,000 games on my wishlist, none of which I want enough to buy with like 50% sale, which some of them tend to go on. Oh shit, I did the switch, I had no idea what it does, but I might be suffering from some acid burn. Maybe that switch opens the way out to the outside. Run button! If it does, I don't know where. Let's look around a little bit. I wonder if we go there. Oh, hello. Yes. Wonder if... Ah. I guess this would be kind of shameful if I claim to be like a pro Doomer. I'm only pro SNES Doomer, which means I've mastered differences of the SNES version, but not Doom itself. Henceforth, I have no fucking clue how to get outdoors and what that switch did in the secret either. Someone just growled at me. It might be just people all the way near the exit way there, which kind of means I'm not even bothering, because fuck that, sniping in this game, in this version of the game, is not the most profitable of enterprises. I feel like there's armor bonus eye or something in there. Something slightly blinking.
Do you really need it though?
Yeah. I decided to ignore that, and I stand by my decision. No! Hell no! Marcin, no, that would be impossible.
Well, I don't know, ROM hacks are kinda possible. I wonder if there are ROM hacks for Doom.
I don't believe so. I think it was mentioned once on Doom World in some vaguely SNES Doom themed thread, and people said that like no one ever like decompiled or whatever these ROMs, which I am ready to believe. No one ever found any freaking cheats or anything. Also, where does this door even go? Come on. Ah. Okay then. But no, this runs on a completely different engine from PC version, and I imagine the level storage format would also be changed. Also, there are no floor or ceiling textures. Hazmati, I think you must be confusing me with someone else and not just me, because I'm playing the best version, Doom 1, on the planet Earth. The only one worth playing. I don't remember when I played the PC version last. It sounds like ass, it has floor textures, it has bad levels in it, the music distributed badly. Like, why the fuck would I play the PC Doom? I get my mouse control fixed in other games. Yeah, there's stuff that keeps happening as I walk around here. Judging by the sounds. Let me try once again. Ah! Nearly went through the window by accident. I guess maybe it was just this elevator the whole time. Fuck Satan, that's a great name. Why are there so many people randomly on a weekday in an unannounced off the schedule stream of SNES Doom? That's like the least possible attractive thing that I would imagine people appearing in.
You mean the most attractive thing?
Well,
because SNES Doom is the best Doom.
The best Doom, yes, but I don't know, not the most popular one. Okay, so I guess I heard doors being open, and that's monster closets. Interesting that I heard that despite the fact that they were far away. Maybe this version doesn't have like sound diminution of any sort. Which only makes stuff easier to hear, so it's better. Badass, you're correct, Thug Satan. Those, I don't know why you put those thingies that I forget the name of actually.
Bracket?
Yes, yes. The bracket's there. But this definitely is a badass game for badass people only. Yeah, I guess Kazumati, we are just so different that when you get like the medium between us, that becomes a completely generic person. We are completely polar opposites.
I thought I was your clone.
Oh yeah.
Completely similar in all ways.
Yeah, well, you're a clone that went bad. First game ever. Well, that probably diminished some of the sense of... Actually, I don't know. Do you need to have played simpler games first to be fully appreciative of how different Doom was at the time? Like, after platformers, this blew my fucking mind, but maybe if it's your first game ever, you don't really know enough to appreciate the technical marvel. On the other hand, maybe if it's your first game ever, it's like, holy shit, this is what games are like. So, interesting.
Kazmati, I wanted to stream those Doom VODs, but this week was kinda busy, so I'm too lazy to stream.
Luckily, I just for some reason felt like playing SNES Doom, so this is kind of a stand-in for Hippocat, I guess, in this case. Yeah, I think actually, now that I'm remembering, I've seen computers elsewhere before I owned one. And I feel like I saw some FPS, it might have been Quake 1 or might have been Turok. I feel like maybe it was Quake 1 with a really like jacked up gamma, because I remember it being all like white textures and bright. Kinda like the first level of Turok 2, which is maybe why it was kind of confusing, whichever it was. But listen, this game, this part is like shot through from every direction. I guess maybe it's because of because of all those shotgun guys in there. Alright, this door needs a switch. And some of those guys over there. Holy shit, I'm getting kind of destroyed. Yeah, must have been Quake with a really high gamma. And it might have been played at like our big expo within high in the technical pavilion or something like that. Because it was a big technical marvel perhaps at that date. What's this? Oh, it's just this button. You know what? I kind of want to find that goddamn secret. I will have no use for it whatsoever. But I'm feeling kind of indignant about still not being able to find the way outdoors. Because I feel like it's really simple. I feel like I've seen it done, obviously on some walkthrough somewhere, and I remember it being really simple. Like the level of simple of like, hey, maybe it opens as you've exited, like nearly exited the level. Or just hump the wall somewhere like this here, perhaps maybe. Maybe it would benefit me if I looked out the window. So, technically, I guess I could be teleporting there. I don't know what that columns deal is there.
And if you really want to get out there, I can open Doom Builder.
Ah, that would be cheating. So, unless it's a teleport, which I kinda doubt. It's not this side anywhere. I feel like I have a memory of trying to figure this out in Doom Builder and failing, which might speak to how stupid I was at some point in my life, but... Okay, so it's not there, which means, logically, that... Either that, because that has a slightly different texture alignment, like maybe... somewhere about here in this direction. Where is this even? Basically, let's hump all the walls everywhere. Maybe in the monster closet. Ah! Ah! Aha! Cool! I found something for the first time in my life. Okay, let me catch up with the chat there. You know, Hazmati, actually I found by the number of newbies on Doom World that regularly appear, I find that Doom games have this ability to draw people in even if... Holy shit. Hey hey. Bessing backface on this column here. Wonder if it's the case on PC. Probably is as well. Anyway, yeah, I found that even like young people or people who have grown up with more advanced games are quite easy to lure in with Doom, because it's just so good. And okay, now the chat is just flat out off the screen. Let me get my mouse cursor off a little bit. I can scroll it back a little bit. Blah blah blah. So that not Quake 1. Somehow gameplay doesn't suit me. I don't know how much. I actually like Quake 1 more. Okay, and now let's... I have caught up with what's on screen. Yeah. Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty 1. That's it about the Call of Duty games. Never played the Battlefield game in my life. Quake 1 soundtrack I really don't like. I never played with it, so it just kinda doesn't work for me. I'm so used to Quake being quiet. But it sounds like a slightly worse version of the Doom soundtrack. Which doesn't dynamically adapt to combat or anything like that. So when I tried listening to it, I really didn't like it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, yeah, Thug Satan's. Now that I look at it, I recognize the marble texture. Also, Hazmati, you are a little child if that's the case. I was like 5 years old when it was out. The friend that we were working on horse game with just like a couple days ago said in Discord, yes, like I'm finally of the age that I could drink legally in the US. And I was like, holy shit, I'm working with children. But he's much better at programming than I would ever be. Well, like, maybe not ever be, but that I am currently, so I can't just drop him and finish the game on my own, unfortunately. Yes, Thug, this is one of the best tracks in the game. Oh, I feel like I started talking about music at some point in Military Base Baby. Hiding the Secrets is the name of that track. And it was the first track of any game, I believe, that I recorded by having the big, like, tape player, putting it next to the TV, pressing record, and just leaving it for a while. And I believe that one that goes that one. That was like the first track, and I used to replay it on like maximum. Basically, it was my child version of Rocking Out. I used to play that on maximum volume from the thing and just fucking bang my head, even though I don't appreciate metal music or anything like that, and it's not even fucking metal that much.
I think I used like my tape recorder to record music from Diablo 1, 3-stram, and that was the only time when I did something like that.
Yeah, I had like tape, at least one tape, maybe both sides. I remember recording a bunch of Doom songs. After that one I recorded Slow of Despair, which I don't remember what it's called, like, the name of the song is weird. I think it has like a person name in it. I recorded some songs from... I also recorded that goes boom, 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 boom. I also recorded some songs from Killer Instinct. And I recorded the ending song from Mario 3 and some other music. Okay, yes, now that I've killed the shit, I might as well pick this out. I have not killed the shit. Yeah, I have never actually heard the PlayStation music. I've heard, it's probably like really similar to the N64, and that works really good for that game. But for this version of Doom, I would never want to play with like that ambient background music. My favorite music tracks from Dooms are Waltz of the Demons, which plays in Limbo, and Spawning Vats, but Spawning Vats are not in this version. Demons from Adrian's Pen, Hiding the Secrets, Sign of Evil, and what the fuck is the name of that song that goes boom, boom, boom? Something like They're Out to Get You or something, I think. Unless that's the one that goes like do 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 do, which maybe that's the name of in Halls of the Damned. Anyway, I remember when I was a child I killed the Barons with the chain gun because I believe the chain gun was like the best weapon. Probably because it stun locked them or something. The rocket launcher was always scary to me because the rockets fly faster. It feels like a more like unwieldy dangerous weapon in this version because like there is a bit more delay, I feel, before the rocket is shot after you press it. It flies faster and the splash damage is stronger, at least from my impression. And so I was always just afraid of using it. Pretty much it's only used on Keiko demons from a great distance. Okay, let me catch up on the chat again. Blah 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 blah. Released Barons. Yes, I did that. Yeah, Hazmati, they do sometimes just kind of strafe around a bunch, and it's kind of interesting. But I think it's one of the safest things to remove. Like, I don't really miss the side sprites and the... What the fuck was going on there? With that wall. They don't infight much, so they don't really usually have a reason to not face you. Hello, Warrior Shift. Thug Satan, I might play PlayStation Doom on an emulator someday, but I don't really feel like it. From what I know, it's like regular Doom with slightly different levels, worse textures, I guess, just because there's fewer textures for everything. And I think they're overly fond of the tan textures, like the star textures, or rather. It has colored lighting for no reason. It has like different skyboxes for hell. I believe it has like the fire from N64 as well. Sounds of the N64 version. I guess it came in the PlayStation first. N64 used those sounds. And N64 like music. And honestly, nothing about that is appealing to me. I like N64 Doom, but I really don't want to play the original Doom in that version. Also, this is what I was talking about before, with the evidence that this portal is made of 4 parts, but for some reason one of them, I guess, is darker? Oh well. Okay, yeah, so I guess it doesn't give you this text here if you play on the first difficulty. Interesting. Once you beat the big badasses and cleaned out the moon base, you're supposed to win, aren't you? Aren't you? Where is your fat reward and ticked home? What the hell is this? It's not supposed to end this way. It stinks like rotten meat, but looks like the lost Deimos base. Looks like you're stuck on the shores of hell. The only way out is through. Continue the Doom experience and play The Shores of Hell and its sequel, Inferno. They removed, I think it's used to say it's amazing sequel, Inferno. Also, this little part of text, last paragraph, is purely to get shareware people to buy the whole game, and it's kind of weird that it's still here. Hazmat, I guess this music might be loud. Oh shit, and I'm deposited straight here, cool.
I kinda remember that when I was younger, I thought that you actually have to beat the fucking demons in the end of episode 1 somehow, and that it would give you like different ending or something.
I think that might have been one of my versions of why I was just booted to the screen instead of giving an ending, and I tried that beyond other things. But yeah, Thug Satan, I am like fully aware of what the PlayStation is like, the PlayStation version of it. And as I said, it's just like, I really don't feel like, since I have not played it first, and I'm used to thinking of Doom as it is with the music that it has, and I'm used to thinking of the Aubrey Hodges or whatever his name's pronounced, like music as being the N64 version music, I really wouldn't appreciate the fusion of the two. And I don't know, maybe I could just watch a video, because it definitely doesn't feel like it's worth playing it just to see if it works eventually. But we'll see. It's just one of those things. I've met people on Doom World that also have played PlayStation Doom first and say it's like their favorite version, and that the MIDI music in the real Doom is silly and stupid, but I mean, it kind of is, but at the same time it kind of isn't. Certainly better sounding here though than on PC, that's for sure. Actually, why I am playing this episode? That was supposed to end with episode 1. But I guess like a fuck ton of people came, so I might as well. Then again, it's 10 o'clock and I am kind of supposed to get up tomorrow to work. Ah, whatever. Let's do maybe part of the episode. I don't know why I just lowered the bridge. Let's do part of this episode or whatever. Let's go grab the plasma gun from the Keiko secret. I know Hazmati, I mean I beat 2 episodes in a row on a real console and I didn't get a headache. I did get slightly insane. I believe I've told this story before, because after we beat that we would go outside and there were like rainwater collecting barrels outside. They were painted red and I was like, oh, if I had the red key I could shoot those barrels, they would explode. That kind of shows how my brain started working after playing enough of this game back in the day, but
I get headaches from Wolfenstein.
I didn't. I get headaches only when I like stop following my morning routine, and like I sleep more than I usually do, or I don't sit in the bath, just take a shower after like weeks and weeks of not doing that. By not doing that I mean just not just taking a shower, but taking baths as well and such. I don't really get headaches from just playing a game. Yeah, maybe it was a Doom Schematic. Also, I don't remember, man, there's so many names that I don't recognize today, so I don't remember if I'm just gonna say Lord, because that first word I'm not even looking at the chat long enough to try to pronounce that. I don't remember if you said anything before, so if you didn't, hello. If you had, hello again. No, Hazmati, I mean that sometimes I take a bath for like an hour and then a shower, and sometimes I just take a shower. And more often I take a bath, and so if I like spend 2 weeks just taking a bath, well, I mean, and a shower afterwards, and then one morning I'm like, no, I'm in a hurry, I need to get to work immediately, I can't waste an hour soaking in this bath. And I kind of have a headache after that because it's changed to routine. Also, I have like very little health. I just realized. I think I have a plasma. Good thing also there's methods strewn about. This would be very helpful. I should probably not be using plasma guns so liberally on the weak shit. Hazmati, well, you probably know what you're missing, but I'm obligated to say you don't know what you're missing, because you're missing a lot. I have to say it's the most pleasant thing when you've just woken up, instead of immediately getting up and just like being active, to run yourself a bath of slightly hot water, warm, rather comfortably warm, and just soak in it, maybe fall asleep for half an hour. Just so long as your organism knows how to stop the water, even in your sleep. If you can do that, you're golden. Also, that guy kinda sucks, because without the staircase he can't really go down there, because he can't actually fly. So I used to build him like that before raising the stairs, because I didn't want him coming out. Most people don't have bathtubs, Hazmati. That would be kinda crazy, because it's such a common thing here in luxurious Russia. Actually, now that I think about it, the other flat that I own, the one that I'm renting out, that one has just a shower cabin, which is kind of miserable. I would not be able to live there. I guess it makes sense. Man, this level was scary for me, because I used to run out of ammo here. Especially when I went here, despite there being fuck tons of ammo in here. There's also a lot of enemies here, and I feel like I used to always run out before I could get to any of the goodies. And I remember this feeling of like levels in this game having sections that are obviously too hard to ever bother with. And I feel like that's something that games don't really have too much, because like you'd have hard sections like optional shit. Actually, they usually wouldn't be hard, they would be just optional regular difficulty shit. But if you have extremely hard sections, you would get extremely good prizes from them. You don't just have sections of levels that are really hard, and if you were trying to like really trying beat the game, or beat the game quickly especially, you would just not go there and go the other way in a level. And I feel like it's something that really greatly increases the immersion, because you have these parts that you usually don't visit if you play the game many times. But then one day you get cocky and decide, you know what, I don't remember what's in there, I'm gonna go and check what's in there, and you like rediscover America for the third time. Basically, it's a feeling of that, I imagine. There are several platformers that have had places like that, if I remember correctly. Oh, them being Porky Pig's haunted Holiday, whatever it's called. I already forgot. That game has great music sometimes. But we'll get to it if we get to it, which I'm not sure we ever will, but that's something on my idea list. We might be able to get multiplayer online SNES gaming, and then I will probably try to get Hippie to play Captain Commando with me, or Mickey Mouse Haunted Circus, or Mickey and Minnie in Haunted Circus, or whatever it's called, which are like the two co-op games that I know and have played extensively before. And coincidentally, both of them have fucking amazing soundtracks. And yeah, Hazmati, I mentioned this before today, but the plasma rifle sounds much better in this. And it's kinda cooler because the projectiles are more scarce, but more powerful and have also crazier auto-aim as well. In the secret level, it becomes very obvious, which we might get because it's on this level. Also, all those Kakademics, if I get spend a bit fighting them, I'm just gonna ignore them forever. Just fuck them. Right, so you know what? I feel like getting that suit right now. Because that acid ought to have something in it. I don't remember because I always just ran straight through it. But there should be something to the sides, clearly. Maybe. Maybe not. This is just another way to get into this room. This room is interesting. On the PC version this is all textured like guts. But the SNES version does actually have the guts texture, so it just has like this crazy wooden architecture. Carpeted and all that shit. Which, you know what? The opening of Hellskip, the first level of episode 3, it just has pretty much this color floor and normal rock walls, I think, on this version. I always liked that. And when I played PC version, I discovered that it was all like guts in the floor, and I was like, it's not really as cool, because even though like those textures for Hell are kind of cool most of the time, I don't really like the whole ground being made of them, like for such a large. I feel like the introduction should be a bit more generic. Maybe it's counterintuitive because you want to wow people, but I like when the introduction just is normal and then it kind of eases you into crazier parts. So when I played this game, I obviously interpreted that floor as being like sand or rock, and I imagined just like this wasteland, kind of like you have in the backgrounds of Doom 64 in the mountains and stuff. I was like, oh, this is this abstract god shit that's going on here. It's not quite as cool. Okay, let's see the crazy stopping power that the chain gun has. I feel like the Baron is much more easily stun locked here than PC. I kinda appreciate it because it makes the chain gun feel more powerful, if not be more powerful, straight up. I like how pretty much every version of Doom, past the original PC versions, improved the chain gun in some way because that was such a lousy weapon. I mean, it's useful anyway, but it really doesn't suit the graphics. It should have been an assault rifle, some kind of machine gun maybe.
Is this some kind of meme about turtles?
I don't know, but I'm just reading chat there. Well, there's not as much chat as I actually thought. Doom mods. Well, Hippocat was gonna stream Doom mods. I probably won't. I have plans for Metroid Primes, and after Doom 4 ends, I might stream Undying, might just not, might stream Primes, and that's it. I might finish SNES Doom, if not today. Well, obviously not today, because fuck playing the third episode right now. I'll probably end after secret level today, just so you guys know. But if I were to stream some miscellaneous shit, it would probably actually be those SNES games that I mentioned. Porky Sounded Holiday, Captain Commando, and stuff. If you have WADs, whatever you feel like I would enjoy, feel free to suggest. I have not played custom mods in a long time. I don't remember if I played any after playing Back to Saturn episode 2. Yeah, I used to. Well, I mean, I used to do a lot of things. Also, I didn't stream. I think I just recorded them Let's Play only. I think back when I played Doom mods, I wasn't streaming. But yeah, it was a bigger thing. These days I'm just kinda, you know, Oh, I played that Castlevania thing. Simon's something. Destiny. Not really. I mean, I guess it's a WOD, but it's like a total conversion, technically. I didn't actually record that many WODs. Knee deep in Doom, I think it was the first one that we played. Because Hippiecat was there. We played that big ass mod with that one German guy who alternated with Hippiecat and guesting. Like that space-time dimension thing. Whatever it was, its name was DTST. And I played some minor WODs by... I think... What the fuck was even his name? Shit. How did I forget? Who was my favorite mapper? Hippiecat. What was his name? Like the Linus, there we go. Never mind. Played some WODs by Linus. Man, it's been a while. I wonder if he's given up on Doom already. He was kind of going to at some point. And I haven't even been on Doom World in ages. Maybe I should check out the WODs and mod section. Maybe they've released episode 3 of Back to Saturn X. Or Ultimate Doom. Or like, no, not Final Doom. The way it did. I was about to say in name only, but that kind of died. Man, I wish I hadn't picked up that one radiation suit in the beginning level, because it would have helped me get the secret level that is in the asset here. I don't think there's a red suit just randomly anywhere here now. No, it's, of course there's not. Okay, so normally you would just sprint past here and that's the level exit there, but... And also this is a changed... I believe the secret level entrance on PC is in a different level entirely. And this secret on the PC doesn't have it. Actually, I'm not sure where it is right now. Maybe it's on the other side. Now that I can afford to check. Let me... Oh, I probably need to kill a bunch of stuff before I can afford to open it up. Right, somehow I've forgotten. I feel like it just kind of fell into my lap every time. Maybe you just kind of open whatever will be on the soul sphere there. Maybe you don't. Maybe there's a switch. Oh, well, betas are not quite as enticing. There's probably not all the levels and stuff like that. I don't know. Okay, so I need to find a way quickly to open that wall. I truthfully have no idea because I feel like it's always just open. Okay, I'm gonna come in here. Well, Hazmati, I have, like, they're more special to me because I used to hate them, and then I just something switched in my brain and I love them. But they're just like really high quality vanilla WODs with all new textures, slightly different palettes, but mostly just really well made levels. Oh, there's shit there as well. Thank you, map. Oh, and there's a red suit in here. Okay. Well, I better freaking have that thing open now, because if I don't, the red suit is going to be wasted. God damn it, man. How do you open that shit? Maybe I'm gonna rewind into not having this here. Excusez-moi while... Oh, there's a cut corner here. Never noticed that. Interesting. But yeah, I recommend, like, the first one can get a bit repetitive. If you know the levels really well, you see all the differences in like how there are different styles, different textures used and such. Magic happened, Hazmati. But
Antroid cheat.
Yeah, you could call it like that. But back to set next episode 1 is just mostly... Oh, maybe that opens it or something. It's just Quake 2 slightly like tech bases all the way through. And episode 2 is like fantasy-ish, a little bit fantasy-ish. And while it's not very Doom-like in atmosphere at any point, I've found with age and wisdom that it kind of really works very well. Also the sound is kind of half gone again, so Hippo can't wait until I have it magically fixed itself for saying anything important. I would say episode 2 is much better, Hazmati, but I feel like episode 1 is also very good. Just not like you need to play it in maybe smaller doses so as not to get tired of it. It's fun to play. It's just not the most diverse set of 24 or however many levels. Ah, so I guess that button opens this. Well, I guess I just always found that secret when I played, so I've never had this door. But yeah, second episode is great. Had some really great music in it. All composed for the WOD, not just taken like I do. Also, secret level. Hipacat hasn't seen this in his version.
Yay!
I hear hey, but I can't hear much more if you say anything else, so hold up for now. But yeah, couldn't bother really going into the acid which I blamed him for. The door would not have been open anyway, because I don't think he did the other secret with the switch in it. But this is Fortress of Mystery, I think. And it's basically its 2 rooms. And it's not very mysterious at all. But it has a lot of supplies in it, which is good. Just like that, which is good. Okay, not the worst part. Here, the resolution actually does kind of bite you in the ass because it's difficult to tell which room you've picked the item inside or which you haven't. I guess I'll just go in a circle and pick everything up. Yeah. Also, funnily enough, in Doom 1, my favorite episode is also second, which is the one I'm playing right now. The first one is like super nostalgic and cool in its own way, but it's just kind of tame. It doesn't like really go anywhere because you don't get many difficult enemies or many like opportunities to really make use of rocket launcher and plasma gun, which you don't even get at all. But episode 2, it's all like spookier, weirder levels. Especially, of course, Deimos lab, which is my favorite level. It's like the level, I've said it before. When I think of Doom 1, I think of Deimos lab first and foremost.
What about episode 4, Antroid?
Fuck that one, it's not even real Doom. Also, don't think I can hear you just very well. It was just, you said it really clearly and loudly there, I guess. Oh shit, I've been reading chat while getting shot at by 2 capos. I don't know if it was supposed to be like this. I think it probably wasn't. I don't know if it's different in the PlayStation version from the PC version. But come on, just come out. But I think they just upped the damage and lowered the amount of the projectiles because well, it lessened the amount of sprites you have on screen, which is good for the limited platform. And also, I think the sounds it makes might be just the sounds of, you know, enemies shooting at you, the fireballs, so that's why the sound is better. Episode 4 is not canon, as far as I'm concerned, because it's just kind of additional thing that doesn't tie in any meaningful way. It doesn't feel like Doom 1. it's kind of annoying to play. I don't know what this is here. I can't even enter it. Interesting. Okay.
You're too fat, Antroid.
Yeah, I'm too
Also,
fat.
episode 4 is weird. I don't care about my canon and non-canon. It's just unpleasant to play.
Yeah, it's, well, I mean, if you get good enough, it's perfectly playable, people have fun with it, but it's just like, not my, it doesn't compare to the regular Doom favorably enough. Also, Hippayat, how do you like this puzzle here? Check this out. Would you be able to solve it?
This shit is advanced.
I used all my puzzle solving skills for this. Okay, Hazmati, okay.
Thank you, Hazmati.
The music is better than my voice, but if you really want to hear what I'm saying, I might as well lower it by barely anything, apparently. Let's take it to 7, perhaps. Yeah. Fucking. I had it. Why didn't it let me just do like arrow keys to go down one? Gaff. Yes. Okay. Victory is mine. Suddenly,
this is so much better now.
Well, we'll make full use of this adjusted volume whenever we stream next time, because this level is long and I feel like it would be healthy for me to go to sleep at some point soon, so I'm just gonna grab the ticket because I cannot resist, and I will then save, which is just F2. Hippogate, you didn't need to go into the menu each time, it's just F2. Also F3 is like select slot if you need 8 saves. So I can...
It's just that I don't really remember hotkeys.
Yeah.
And I try to avoid using them because I may just overwrite something or just break something.
That's reasonable. Unfortunately, oh no, I do have a rocket launcher to kill myself with. I feel like that wouldn't have happened in the PC version, right? With the amount of health and armor that I had. Huh.
Damn.
Well, that's interesting damage calculation. Well, okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's why I don't really use... I mean, it's really cool to have a weapon that just feels fucking dangerous and unwieldy, but there are certain cases where you get like, oh, now this is a great opportunity, I can finally use this fucking monster death machine. Yeah, Hazmati, right? Like this rocket launcher is fucking crazy and I love it. But yeah, I don't know. This was just kind of a spontaneous thing. I cannot promise that I will stream on a weekday. Well, I mean, this is Friday left, honestly. I cannot promise that I will stream tomorrow. Let's just say that. Hippogate might, for all I know. But I think my next stream is going to be Doom 4 on Saturday, and they're just regular schedule. But maybe next week I will finish Doom, SNES Doom, because I just kind of felt like showing off being slightly better than Hippogate at controlling this. I almost said pile of garbage, but I couldn't bring myself to because I love it. I love this game. But yeah, thank you guys, like innumerable amount of guys, which never amounted to more than 10, but felt like a crowd, for hanging out today, just randomly popping up, even though no one expected the Spanish Antroid stream in SNES Doom. So thank you all, thank you Hippogate for bearing your own voice again, and goodbye.
Goodbye.